Prem Sabaloma Pati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Sitaram, everybody.
Jai Sitaram.
Let's all stand as we begin this evening with Arti, Invocation, Mantras.
I know we are anxious to get to the Katha. It is important that we give our welcome to our Vyasji, who has been with us, and like I said from the very beginning, he is part of family, and only family can do what he does. At opportune time, he can say, let us make do with all the time we have. And for that, we welcome you, we thank you, and I know you've been having a wonderful time in the United States. When you go back, you need a month's rest. And we're not going to hesitate to get straight into RT, because we're waiting for a sumptuous discourse.
Thank you. Everybody, join your hands together. Tonight we begin 3 nights, 3 sessions of Devi Gyan Yagna. We are here in our mandir, the Sri Krishna Durga Kali Mandir. And for these 3 nights, we are about to listen to Devi Bhagavad discourse. Those of you that are looking on, prepare to receive the message that is about to come. Gyan Yagna leaves a person filled. The objective of this yagya is to provide each and every person with knowledge, so that a person can understand just a little bit more. In this case, Durga Mata, Devi Mata, to understand some of the things that we do, why we do. As for protocol, it is time to call her, it is time to invite her, to let her know that her children have gathered. Some are still coming from work, but gathered nonetheless to listen to her discourse. If you are looking on at home, please put your hands together as we all pray together. Sajam chavati sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam devam grihana devesham Trailokya Timirapaham. Let's all chant together. O Suno Meri Devi Parvatavasini Tera Paran Paya Tera Paran Paya. O Suno Meri Devi Parvatavasini Tera Paran Paya Tera Paran Paya.
Let's
Together with one voice we share mantras tonight. Gajananam Bhutaganaadisevitam Kapeta Jambo Padachanavachritam Umasudam Sho Kavinashtarakam Namami Sarvamangala-mangale. Everybody! Shive Sarvadhi Sharanye Trayambike Gauri Narayani Namostute. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Umaपति महादेव की जय. Make yourself comfortable. Before we go forward, please clap your hands again as we do. Devi Bhagavad Subhra. For those of you that are joining us, please concentrate your mind. Everybody, be humble now. Wonderful discourse is about to come to you, but you have to be ready for it. When that Devi dances in your life, if you are not ready for her, it will shoot straight over your head. and you would never grasp the concept, you would never appreciate the lesson, you would never remember the teachings. So here, you ask Ganapati Baba, it is impossible to do this yajna without the blessings of Mahavishnu, Lord Shiva. Sitting where you are, ask for that permission, that dear God, this fool, this sinful person has come today to listen to your text, to your teachings. I don't know much. I don't know those mantras, those bhajans, those kirtans. I don't know anything. But dear Lord, I know I believe in you. I know I have the emotion of devotion. I believe in you. Please guide me. Gauri Shambho Gira Govinda Ganapati Gan Sumire Vyasa Bhasha Karta Devi Katha Prasang Mati Mati Tonight, by the grace of God and His children, we are together again in the temple, getting ready to listen to Devi Bhagavad discourse. Tonight we go from Book 3, Skand 3 of Devi Bhagavad, chapter 26 to chapter 28, for those of you that are following along. Gyan Yagna deals with explaining the rules. In our Dharma, as a people, generally, there are things that we sometimes overlook. Tonight in our discourse, you're going to hear how to do something we take for granted, Nawratri. These 3 nights are going to explain how to do, why do you do what you do. For example, we have Kanyakumari Puja. And there are rules for the little girls that are going to be chosen to be Kumari. And people sometimes don't follow those rules. Sometimes people ask, what is the purpose of doing those puja, those little girls? I don't know, the Pandit said to do it, so I did it. My mother told me, isn't the usual explanation, but my mother told me to do it, so I did it. The barber told me to put the flowers there, so I did it. But if you ask me what I did it for, what is the purpose, but when you were doing it, you took the diya and you arted the little girl, for example, what were you praying? What did you say to your God? I was just following the line. There were some people in front of me. So I just did what they did. And I know that I would get blessing. But Bhagavad Gita says it's good to follow. It's good. I'm a devotee. I'm a Sanatanist. I believe in certain things, so I do it. I'm in temple. There are many people who don't take part in puja, who don't make time for fasting. So we do good. But better than that is knowing why you do what you do. Why would that be important? When you sit to pray, in the quiet of your heart, how do you talk to God and explain, look, I have glasses here. Dear Durga Mata, I brought glasses for you because it is said when I give you this gift, X, Y, and Z is possible. But if I don't know the benefit, then if somebody says offer that, just as it looks crazy, you're going to offer glasses in prayer? Think what I say. This is so crazy, Pandit. People offer glasses in prayers. But if you did not know better, and somebody says, offer that, put bottled water, put bells, put watches, put whatever, and you did not know what is the purpose of this thing. For example, I see sometimes you're doing puja and you're offering a red powder, a yellow powder. But I don't know why you put that. I see a lot of recipes. And sometimes you fuss over those recipes. It has to have this and it has to have that. Tonight we'll do a little bit of that. What does Durga Mata really like to eat? What is supposed to be on the menu? You might be surprised. You might be surprised. Sometimes people ask, being honest, because we have to talk the truth. Is it really written in the book, this thing about offering animal and so on? Tonight we'll hear a little bit about that. So we'll know the truth. Let me explain this very clear. I am not a practitioner of offering blood of meat, but it doesn't mean it isn't there. Please be careful. When we are reading the truth, we have to read what is in the book, and not the orator's opinion. Then we talk in Keshava's opinion, and not Devi Gyan. So in it, you will hear some things tonight that we don't usually talk about. How to prepare for your Nawratri. That is our discussion. Please remember, if you have to make your notes, if you have to record, you record. You do what you have to do. The intention is at a time when we are nowhere close to Nawratri, we are planning. This is how people prepare for prayer. Now, in the slow season, when there's nothing going on, oh, I have to get that, I have to get this. Now is the time to talk that. Not 2 days before it started. 2 days before it started, too late. Because the day before Nawratri, you have to be busy. Tonight, as we get into it, please listen and remember. Janvi Jai is asking, that's the same guy. He's asking Guruji Vyasmani in the same text we were reading the other day. Janvi Jai says, Guruji, what are people supposed to do in the time of Nawrat? How do you begin the Nawrat ceremony? Why do you celebrate Nawratri at this particular time? What is the purpose of all this? Why do we do these things in this particular moment? How many Nawrat are there? Could you please tell me? And is there a reason for the particular placement when you do it? Let's hear what Guruji comes back to this time. It's already short in his story. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Says the vow of Nawratri is performed at the changing of the season. The most auspicious time is when the autumn, fall is coming after summer, when the temperature starts to dip, and when spring is coming, when the temperature starts to rise. These two seasons are like the teeth of Yamraj. These two seasons have the highest mortality rate. As time would pass, people realized this, so they started to do her worship. Nawratri is positioned where it is positioned because it is the changing of the season. And the good Sanatanis gets prepared to worship Mother so that they must have safe passage into the next season. It is very hard for a person to overcome what we in today's world would say flu season. And for this reason, all types of venereal, infectious disease are prevalent during this time. There are other seasons. In India there are 6, here you have 4, in the Caribbean you have 2. But during this 2 that I have listed, this is when they have the highest because of the temperature change. For example, you might have a higher temperature between spring and summer, but there is no rapid change, hot to cold, cold to hot, like when you see spring coming or the autumn coming. What is to happen on the day previous to the commencement, on the day previous to the beginning of the Nawratri, which is the Amawas day or the new moon day, which is not the first day of the Nawratri, the day before. The person should by this time have collected all material. The person starts to fast. Fast from what? From salt. If they eat what we would call kheer or sweet rice. On this day, the person has already set up, well, in our temple, we don't have to build anything. But where people are building mandap They would have built their shed, their baby area, etc. On this day, this is where we start to put up different flags. Whenever we have this type of yug, there are different flags that must be established. The ones outside are for the 9 planets. They represent these different planets so that they shield the people from the effect of trouble. Do not allow cut, damage, faint, death, or any type of argument. That is the purpose of the flags that we put outside in this case, the temple. The next flag that we must erect is the one by the Shiva. When he is happy, peace will reign and you will be able to get through with your prayer. Then the other type of flag that you will put up is, if you've ever seen, I know we have it here, I'm not sure, the triangular Vedi, Chausat Yogini, 64 small flags in represent for these different mothers that cause the food to spoil. Sometimes you cook food and you would not expect it to spoil, but it spoils. Or the embarrassment of the food running out. Something not, something like, God forbid, we have fire here, cloth, something catching on fire to bring destruction. It stops you from praying, you panic. In this way, you worship with these flags and you ask Mother to please allow us the time to have this prayer. On the Pratibad, or the first day of the Nawratri, as we enter into the bright half, early in the morning, if I ask anybody here how you start Nawratri, Baba will get up in the morning and say with us. Halfway. Better than that. You get up in the morning, you're going to offer your jal, you're going to offer your hawan, whatever, all that. The first thing you do, when you finish having your bath, you go and you ask permission to do this Vrat. And how you do it, take your right hand, pull back the index finger, press it with the thumb. This is the mudra for receiving panchamrit. When somebody is going to receive, we just say put your right hand over your left hand like this. Better than that, bend the index finger. And what this does, this stimulates this mudra. Sometimes you see people blessing people with this. But this is made to receive blessed ingredients, things that go to your stomach. By pressing this pressure point on the index finger, you are activating your digestive tract. So when you hold it like this, you put a little bit of water in your hand facing east, the rising sun coming up. Dear Lord, Sir Gyan Swami, please bless me today. I want to begin Nawratri Vrat. Please do not allow me to catch cramp, get sick, whatever, sugar, blood pressure, whatsoever. I have this and that problem. I'm praying and I'm asking for peace to reign in my home. How many times you went to do puja and that is the same time some distraction, some argument, some problem raise up in your house? The morning for your prayers, that is the time every child is going to test you. The spouse is going to ask you, with one day sin you cannot find. Wait there, you have to have it right now. But you cannot, all it does, it robs you of the opportunity to sit and pray. In my opinion, the best way to do prayer, sometimes when you have puja by your home, is very small. Because that way you could pray. We have puja, we might say prayers, but we don't get to pray. We get to host people. Because you're so distracted. I want to get it right. I want everybody to be comfortable. I want the food to finish. I want them to find the plate, the cup, the spoon, whatsoever. But up to now, you did not sit to pray. But your prayers is ongoing. The puja is going to finish. People are going to eat and then leave your home. And you did not pray yet. But when the prayer is done, God, this is one way you're supposed to start that many people take for granted. You put the water in your hand and you say, Durga Mata also, Ma, may you allow me. Sometimes we think, you see it in Garud Purana a lot, we think we run in the show. We think, okay, I make up my mind, I'm a big man. I'm going to fast an Nawratri this year and I'm going to do it. Until you have the, God forbid you never have it, but until you have the experience, everything starts to go wrong. Some people will tell you, they go to offer milk, and in the milk you see worms. Where they come from, I don't know. You're offering a dara, for those of you that have the space or the dirt with the triangle, if you know what I'm talking about. And as you are offering a dara, you start to see snake and worms mixing in the mud. And you get frightened. What kind of sign is this? Different things start to happen. That Devi, in a different part of this, she tells Vashish Muni why we make the fuss with the triangle Devi. Vashish Muni had been praying for some time. And he says, Ma, I only want, when she appears, Ma, I only want one blessing. The day my devotion starts to drop, start to get a little lazy. I feel not good. May I want to get up to date, may I want to light dear. Baba, may I go fast for this Nawratri, I go fast for the next one, for example. In different days. Mother, please remind me, bless me, this is his word, bless me, that I must be able to catch myself and come back up by your grace. So she said, okay, no problem, I'll give you trouble. So Vashish Muni, this is the Guru of Ashram. He said, Mom, what me ask you for trouble? I fast for so long, I accomplish this Vrat, I do all this good to get trouble. I don't think you understand what I say. She said, no, you don't understand. Unless some people have trouble, they will never pray. So when you get comfortable in this life, I will give you stress, distress, and some form of pain. And when you forget the value of your prayer, you will come running back to me until you learn the lesson of how you should be, being a devotee, being a follower of that God. So she says, okay, let me explain. See the same triangle we're talking about? She takes forms. One, you know when the lady made the baby, we just say Chatti Sambarahi or Shashti. Shashti is the correct name. Chatti is a mispronunciation. Shashti. That is a Devi, let's say Durga, Devi, in charge of the milk, the maternal instinct. Think what's in it. Let's consider something. What's your mother in charge? You went to school to learn maths, you went to school to learn how to drive, you went to school to do anything you had to do. Somebody had to teach me upon it. I couldn't play harmonium or dolak jasso out of my mommy's belly. I had to learn. No problem. Who teach you to be a mother? Pandit, how did somebody just teach you to do? As a Pandit, I've gone to many homes and child crying. Only that child sounded like you were a bottle. And the mother now, no Baba. You see that crying? That child want to sleep. That means the child want to walk. That he will pick him up. Who teach her? Who tell her? Think about that. Who teach you to understand what that child needs before that child gets sick? In the Shashti discourse, she says, I give the girl the knowledge. I give her the ability. The child crying home and she outside on the road, she body will leak milk. Who teach you to do that? You have a switch somewhere in your back where you can put on and take off milk. Think what I say. If you're in charge of your body, if you are in charge of your body, who in charge of the milk production? Who this guy? Now, there are a lot of that we could talk about. Like, for example, in that discourse, if the mother, unfortunate, to lose a child by a drowning, there is a part that says, take the left bosom. The person is lost at sea. Understand what I say? Let's say the ship went down or something. The woman goes to the seawater with her left bosom and takes the salt water on her chest and begs for that child to come back. 1, 2, 3, the sea is going to kick out the body. It sounds strange, but it is there and it does work. There's a lot of divinity in a woman, and for this reason, when we celebrate Durga, when we see people doing the mandal, the drawing where they're doing the puja, whenever you have Devi Yagna, you will see triangles. Like this baby, where they offer Nidar. And what does that triangle represent? The womb. The triangle represents the machinery of the lady to make this baby. Durga Mata went on to tell him, I'll take the form called Savitri that governs the marriage. I will take the form called Annapurna that governs food. And when I'm happy, Annapurna will bless you with food. When she's not happy, hunger, starvation, hardship. When I'm not happy in Shashti form, you will lose baby, you cannot get pregnant, you will not conceive, you will have stillbirth, you will have childbirth defect, etc. So when I'm happy, good coming. When I'm not happy, trouble coming. Baba, how you could say that? Vashish Muni reacted, how you could say that? You are God. In our dharma, you have to be very clear. There is no devil. In other religions, there is somebody called the devil that dispenses bad. Bad comes from the devil. The devil is a busy man. And as a result, bad things happen to good people. But in your dharma, bad things happen to good people because of your karma. So the same Durga, just like the parents here tonight, if you do good, every parent here will reward the child. Kiss or keep. Same mother and father. But if that same child was bad, the same parent could become a disciplinarian, use language, licks. The same parent, the same person. Durga Mata does this, and this is how she dispenses punishment, reward, depending on how you and I conduct ourselves. In this way, the person prepares to worship Mother so that we can win the love, the reward, the friendship of Adishakti. So if a person wants to do Nawratri properly, in order to get the blessing of it, the person must do it humbly. Rather than do it with a disdain attitude, I have to do this. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, but the wife is unmarried. I'm so gosh, the bar. I don't want to do it. Under that instance, you need not get what you're looking for. Some people do prayers with doubt. We talked about doubt last time. Some people do it, you're physically doing it, but I don't believe in anything I do. Don't expect to get the same outcome as if you did it with faith. The person prepares in the right way, with the right mind, guided by their pundit, with mantras, with the right ingredients. Using different mantras. Jan Vijay says, could you please tell us how the mother is supposed to look? And this is most of the people who would create multi, they don't have temple. So he talks about how you decorate. In the temple here, we would decorate, we would clothe Mother, we would dress her as a Devi. The effort is rooted in our text. It says the person who gets the opportunity to put the crown on her head, to dress the sari, etc., gets the blessing as if you are Suraj Narayan Swami giving her that red sari that she's wearing. If you listen to the Durga discourse, where she's first formed, the Nawratri discourse, what is happening in Nawratri? Remember, she is born, she's created naked. Did you know that? Durga Mata does not look like that at the beginning. There was trouble. Everybody prayed, and I'm summarizing. Everybody prayed, and she took form. But when she took form, she does not look like how we celebrate her. And when you hear we chant the mantra, Ya Devi Sarvabhuta, Brahma realized this lady was not coming to help. She was disappointed in her children that were full of pride. Her point was, you feel you have power. So you took the power you have and you gave it to this guy, he become a bad guy. Mahisasi. You give him power. Now you're bothering me to help you. Take all the power you have and go deal with him. You and me. If you could elevate somebody so powerful that they become so dangerous, take your powerful self and go and fix them. Why are you coming to me for now? You don't listen to me. And she started to laugh at him. So Brahma, now being the smart one, Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu, Mother, you are need. You are the form of sleep that allows us to rest in the night. Do you know why you blink your eye? Remember, this is your body. But the answer is supposed to be, why the spirit can blink mine? The truth, she says, child, I will sit in your body and guide you. Remember, this is your body. Do you tell yourself, okay, I blink? What she says, if you look back at her form when she's on the tiger, the foot that kick out like this, that sits right here, and her foot causes the eye to blink so that your eyes don't burn. She says, I constantly will guide you in the course of your life till the point we all have to die and there will be a funeral. And the third stop, when you're moving the box, is the Durga Mata, please come on. Please leave this body. Life is no longer there. Whilst life is within the body, the person makes preparation to worship. After getting all the different ingredients, it is time to do her puja. With different types of leaves, different types of shrubs, you do her puja. Let's hear what happens. As we go into what could we offer as the prasad. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharna, Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharna, Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharna, Jai Bhole puja. Puja start now, first day. When you do your sankalp, sankalp is a fancy word that sometimes people don't understand. Sankalp is basically a promise that I, when you use myself, my name is Keshava, my family name is Gosine, we come from so and so address, and dear God, I am praying for help with, and this is the catch. When you depend on the pujari or the pandit, sometimes mantra powers in birth. Agreed. But what the mantra is saying, as you'll hear in a little bit, dear God, the yajman, the Shota is doing puja. Please bless them with help. Please assist them with help. Grant their desires. Because the mantra does not know what you are praying for. It uses general words like help or desire. But let me be fair. Help for you might be health. Help for me might be finance. Help for another person could be peace. So this is where now the person has to say, dear Lord, I need help with. And you take your time and you explain what is the help you are looking for. You've come to the temple, I brought a mala, I made prasad, I made puja, putting up a flag. Why? Because this is a key portion of your prayer that many people rush. This is the part everybody just do so quick and nice and look nice for the picture, but their brain is somewhere else. Nobody can evaluate that. Only the God. And this is why some people will tell you, they will testify, I went and I did Nawratri and I saw change. And then there are some people I do it every year and I never saw anything. Is it the multi different? Is it that the recipe, this change, if we call it sweet rice and puri, is it that the recipe is changed from house to house to house, and some people have a secret recipe that brings about a different outcome? I don't think so. Does the mantra that the pundit say at your home and uncle home is different? I don't think so. I think it's about the same. I think Sinur is still red. The flag is the way it is. So then what's the difference? The difference is you, the Shota, doing the puja. There are some people know how to talk to God, and there are some people waiting for that blessing to come yet to their life. Some people know when they sit down to talk how to empty the self. And there are some people who don't even know how to say thank you, God. But you're doing puja. When a person knows how to converse with that mother, when you understand what she is and what she is to you, as we just mentioned, there's a couple, the lady who's in charge of the marriage, the peace or not, the happiness with the children or not, the happiness with food or not. When you see war going on in other parts of the world, when you see people starving, does it come inside of you sometimes to say, thank you, mother, I have food today? There are some people that never dawn on them. They would prefer complain. Mommy, how we fasting again? I don't like when mommy cook karayu. Black eyed peas. I wish you cook. But older people who know better, when things were harder at a different point in your life, whatever you get, you're grateful for. And to be honest, that is what hardships do to a person. When you have everything easy, sometimes you take things for granted. But there is a good sometimes in not having everything. Our text talk about it builds character. So that the day Durga Mata, nobody else, Durga Mata allows you grace. She gives you a gift. And she says, you know what, for the next year things are going to go easy with you. You're going to say, you know what, Mother, thank you. I will appreciate what you give me. But if every day is easy, for some people, well, that's how life is. I'm a lucky person. Thank you, thank you. I'm a lucky guy, I'm a lucky girl. That's how things are. The person with the right attitude, when going to worship and you offering the flowers, the bay leaves, the incense, all these things, then a person should offer the fruit called the coconut. Now I want to just pause here. Could somebody tell me why we use coconut? I mean, all of we love Durga Mata. We do puja. I see people crack coconut. I see some people put coconut on top because I like how we have it here. I see some people put coconut in the fire. Was it even the coconut? Is it that Durga Mata loved this coconut more than any other fruit it has? Really speaking, if somebody came here and said, listen, you are a Hindu, I am not. I am not. So I'm asking a genuine, good question. Will you just put it in the fire for? Why you just crack it when you're offering it? Let me say we're blessing the place or you're entering or something. You know what I'm talking about. Why you just break it for? What's the deal with the coconut? You would say what? You're the Hindu. Baba seems to do that. I see them ladies just do that. I don't know. Do you know how many young people, maybe young at heart too, really don't know? Please remember this little secret. So when your Nawratri come, when your puja come, you'll be better prepared. I'm not picking on anybody, I'm just showing you how we do things, but we sometimes miss people. Because I don't know. The coconut is a seed. The coconut has something, school children will tell you, potential energy. Inside the seed has the Shakti. Instead of using the word energy, put the word Shakti. Same thing. This energy is stored inside you and waiting for the opportunity to germinate and come out as a tree. But Baba, it have other seeds like that. It have red bean, black eye, you name it. Correct. The coconut is just what we had. In the bhajan, when you were hearing us singing just now, Pana Supari Dwaja Nariyal. Nariyal is the Hindustani word for coconut. This is a tree that is growing plenty in India, so it was there, so they take it and they offer it. In Saudi Arabia, Durga Puja is done with dates, but not in the preserved form. There are different things we offer. If you go and you get the green nutmeg, not when it's dry, not when it take off, when you watch the nutmeg and it look like something was holding it, like my hand here, when it's green, it does look like a plum. And it is offered that while it could grow. So there is praise. Have you ever gone to Durga Puja and see people offer 9 grains, black eyed peas, red bean, etc.? Why? Because the grain could grow. It has potential energy, it has a life. When you see them put the turkey, what's the benefit of that turkey? People make a big fuss about the eyes and the eyes, you have nothing to do with the eye. Please, don't get tired. That is man saying something that they don't know. For the school children, they will tell you God made the coconut in such a way, so long as the eye is covered by that hux, it is fertile. So when they leave the little turkey, it will look pretty like a deer light. So it looks like that, but you are maintaining the fertility of the seed. Meaning, rest it in the dirt, it will germinate and sprout. When you uncover the eye, there's nothing nourishing that spot, so it will not grow. So the one you just buy to cook, maybe in Delhi or whatsoever, you put it in the ground compared to the one with the turkey, and you will see which one will grow. The one where the eyes are exposed will never grow. So it is less fertile, it is less suitable to offer. So in puja, we make this fuss about this turkey part because the eyes are covered, and when you offer it, you are saying to the goddess, my dear lady, I am giving you something that is full of energy. I am giving you something that has a life in it. I am giving you something, if you plant it, a whole tree will come. Karma says, how I give is so I'll get. So I am giving you Shakti, I am giving you energy, so that one day, when I need health, you'll send that energy for me. When I need money, you'll send that for me. When I need peace in this house, in this marriage, you will send it for me. Before I could say, God, help me. Man, this is why I worship in the take it like, let me just say, let me talk economics. I'm making an investment. Whenever you're doing puja, really, you're saying, in the future, let's say we offer in a kanhawa, it's a cloth. Very brand say, whenever you charity or you give charity of clothing, it could be a towel, it could be a wash rag, the blessing is the day you are in danger, the day you are going to die, the day you are in some difficulty, God will come to save you. So, the logic is, every time you give worship praise, you do it, the flag, maybe hand towel or whatever you give your Baba, some fabric, a dhoti, a t-shirt, something always involved. You are saying, in case you might have a flat tire side road, I'm going to bend down to fix the tire and get hit by the car. Something will happen. Bad things happen to good people every day. My child could be crossing the road, and before I could say, dear God, help, look, he's going in traffic. Somebody will grab the child, save the child. These type of things happen every day. The problem with the giving of the energy, because other people give it, says here in this verse I'm reading from, because we're going to read here upon the Keshava is going to get in trouble. Verse 32, 33, 34 of chapter 26. He says, for those people who do tamasic puja, they offer different type of animal. Some people offer boar, some people offer goat. Some people offer these things to the Devi, but if somebody asks you, well, I don't do that. I don't subscribe to that method. Fine. But why do they do it? What's the logic? The logic is this. Inside the animal has the Shakti. It has a life. It is energy. And I am taking the energy out to offer it to the goddess. Please accept this. The problem with it is the animal has to suffer, die, bleed, maybe the young one is losing somebody. It has a little karma, simply put, attached to it. The coconut now is a clean, separate form of doing the same thing. So that there is written proof, again, I tell you which verse I read it, that different forms of beasts are offered for different benefit. This is written also in the Shastras. These animals are considered to be part and parcel of the prayer, depending on the type of prayer, meaning the type of deity that the person is worshipping. There is sattvic prayer, rajasic prayer, tamasic prayer. The person would engage in this type of worship depending on their family practice as well. This is not to be confused with, Baba, will I do offer, and I just want to touch on it just to highlight it. Me and Rajin was having some conversations. I have to pick up on one at one. We don't offer the blood, or we just offer the salt biscuit method. You ever hear about that? Right, that one is not Hindu. Please remember what I told you. Where that came from is when we were being transported out of India. The only thing that would survive on the boat is the salted biscuit and the type of butter. Not that children know about today, not the butter we have in the fridge. Butter in those days would be kept in like a peanut butter. It wouldn't melt. You could leave it out in the hot sun. No fridge. There's no fridge. Fridge don't exist. And the butter don't melt. It's some kind of jadoo. So, because no, if you say butter, the first thing children think it will melt. That is what they know. Ghee melts. So in those days, the Spanish people, the Spaniards that came to the Caribbean, the West Indies, they believed in what we might say Orisha Baptists believe in too, spirits. And they made offerings to the spirit of the land. If you go to an independent Baptist or a Shelter Baptist or a Orisha Baptist, they have a version of Lakshmi, Shiva, Ganesh, everywhere, but with their name, in their religion. But their worship is a little different than what we do. They take out cake, different forms of alcohol. based on what the Spirit says they want. We offer God based on what the text have. So we offer based on, and you'll hear it in a little bit, based on what I could afford. That's a different point with Nawratri. Coming to that just now. In this case, what they do in those religions, the Spirit speaks through them. When they are roaming or going on an astral travel and says, okay, I want to have red soda with a purple cake, and I name that purple cake, and X, Y, and Z. Okay, no problem. I will offer it up to you. And then what I am praying for, good, bad, and ugly, because that is a different type of prayer. In our words, we would say tamasic prayer. Not always for righteous means, but quite good. Not always for good intentions. Sometimes it is to cause harm and damage to other people. You would say, Pandit, why are you saying this? It will be quite straightforward, quite good. Sometimes when pundits neglect to talk the truth, that bad does exist. That in our same Durga, there is something called Vashikaran Mantra. There is something called Uchan Mantras, where a person could use that same Devi and you use it for nefarious reason or bad. Then the child grows up thinking, Durga is good, Shiva is good, Krishna is good, everybody good, and bad happens to them in their life. Trouble comes to it. But I went to sleep last night and I felt something touching me. When I woke up, I saw a black figure choking me and I couldn't move. People call it sleep paralysis and night paralysis in English. You're feeling, to be quite honest, somebody, a man, usually, is on top of me, choking me. I cannot move, I cannot talk. When I get up in the morning, where nobody had touched, I have marks on my body. But in our text in there, it's not too nice to talk about that. The child is never told about these things. When they grow up and bad things happen, but my Pandit never said that. My Pandit never talk about that. He just chant mantra say every day and pray hard. But he never tell you why he prayed. That bad do exist. Bhuta, Preta, Nikatina, Hiyawe. That by the name of Hanuman, for example, lost souls, Roman souls, souls that feed off the energy, sexual and otherwise, of an individual, leaving the person sickly, burnt, the skin, the complexion, they lose it in different ways. Does that exist in your Dharma? Yes, it does. There's sattvic prayers, there's different kind of mantras. Vashikaran mantra, you know it. You would go to your Pandit and say, Baba, could I have a mantra? We have an interview coming. Listen to the purpose. I have an interview coming. But may I go to him? And I don't feel I'll feel too well in that interview. Think about you're going for your visa, your mortgage, whatsoever. You want favor. Look at the word I use, favor. So the mantra the Pandit will give you is a type of mantra called, categorized as Vashikaran mantra. It turns the mind of the person who you are talking to. If they did not like you, if they did not want to work with you, now they are going to like you and work with you. So long time when the boy have to go and see the girl, he used to say the prayers, sometimes drop chameli flowers on the ground before he crossed the threshold. And the girl that did not like the boy would like the boy. Vashikaran mantra. So when you understand that, and there is, okay, let me just say, a mother comes. There's this young girl or older lady, and she's friending with my son, and I think it's inappropriate, but my son totally bummed because she's gone. Vashikaran mantra, I can see that. Mind control. He is not doing what he wants to do, he's doing what somebody else wants to do. That does not necessarily mean only men and women, it could be a friend, it could be influence, peer pressure. How do you fight that? Durga Mata has a type of prayer called San Mohan Mantra. San Mohan Mantra is a prayer that breaks the Vashikaran. It breaks the hold. So the person who is foolish, let's just say I have $5 in my pocket, and if this friend of mine tells me to give away the $5, I'm doing it. I want him to wake up from that stupor. Durga Mata, please hear my prayer. is that child mother need good stripping. Release him. And with the mantra, you break the rule. If somebody does not teach you that, you would never know it exists. All you know is, baby, serve, mother be bowed to you, you are the goddess of seed. That is all I know. Meanwhile, your son going haywire, your marriage going haywire, everything going down the drain, but you're still saying, mother, I bow to you, I bow to you. I don't believe in you so much, because every day my trouble getting worse. And they already see you working. But you know that come like we're making chana and aloo, and we want it to taste good, but instead of putting the salt, you put in pepper alone, you put in bandania alone, you put in the curry alone, but you are putting everything you were supposed to put. You're making the cake, but you wouldn't put sugar in it, or it would taste sweet. Likewise, without using the correct method or the mantra, you wouldn't get what you're looking for. Likewise, the person who is doing Sattvic Puja offers the coconut. And in doing it, by making this offering, the person gains the blessing of having given to Mother this Sattvic form of the potential energy or the Shakti. Shri Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. The person who is doing Nawratri Puja could prepare pomegranate, bananas, oranges. How it is called jackfruit? What's the other word for jackfruit? Kowa. Kowa is considered to be one of the most appropriate fruit to use if you could get it. This is why if you ever go and you see people cooking shatain or they are offering the shatain, because in January month, watch your calendar, there is something called Shakambari Puja, somewhere around the Makar Sankranti day. In that prayers, you don't offer anything like sweet rice, no cooked ingredient. For that puja, only vegetables. Likewise, it is a command, if I ask you, let me be frank, what is the parasam for Durga Mata? You tell me? Anybody? Let's see, puri, sweet rice, right? Wrong. Nowhere in our text, it says you have to offer. You could offer. If guys like to make and that you like to eat it, when the present you like to eat it, let me be clear, you could make it, nothing wrong. But when we get into, dear God, I have a skin problem. Okay, take any citrus type of fruit and offer that to Durga, you'll get it. I'm praying for children. Take any type of fruit that have plenty seed. Papoy, cucumber, what again? What else we can offer? Watermelon, seeds. The potential energy, understand the value of the seed, and offer that to her. You will get in kind the fertility you're praying for. Get what you want, but no way it says this thing called Sohari or Puri. That was a tradition. What we had to offer, the cooked rice, the rice when you boil it in the milk, the kiri, that has the nutritional value. It has the grains in it. But why did it end up in the puri? Because that is how we used to make roti long time. Dosti roti, this kind of chapati roti, that was the method. So before it had doubles, before all these things, they would just take it and put it in this way and say, Mother, please accept it. Prior to that, things like pumpkin leaves were used. If you are doing Bandi Devi Puja, people have court matter, different issues with land and family and so on. People are dying. You will still see till today, they are going to take pumpkin leaf, put the sweet rice, pumpkin leaf on top, say the part and offer that to the mother. But that is acceptable if you are doing that type of puja, because the pumpkin leaf is listed as the suitable type of offering. So you sing and you chant and you celebrate the mother. During the day, the ladies are supposed to come and do her worship. If there's a need to change her clothes, maybe the night before sweet rice or something, fall on the mother clothes, you change her clothes during the day in preparation for the night. Ornaments are changed and so on. Every night for the Nawratri, You are supposed, if you're doing it properly, you're supposed to worship one of the Kanya Kumari. Kanya meaning that girl that is at that age before puberty starts to interfere with her body. Let me speak a little bit about that. Every day for the Nawrat, the child is supposed to increase by 1 year. So, meaning to say, just to be clear, there is not supposed to be 2 5-year-old or 2 4-year-old or 2 6-year-old. We might love the child. We might appreciate the young girl. But there are rules for it. Please listen to some. The first thing that you're supposed to do is identify how you're going to worship them. There is one way, which is one night, one child. So on the first day we do the first child. Second night we do the second child. And so you go for the duration. If that becomes a task, then you plan on the last day, the 9th day, or the 8th day to invite all the girls together and you worship them like how, you might see it in temple where you have 9 of them and everybody coming with the gifts or the little food or whatever have you, and you feed them on one night. If somebody asks you, what is the age of the first gift? First night. How old that child have to be? Let's say you are preparing for you want to do Kanya Kumari worship. How old the first child? I have a newborn baby. Is that child supposed to be taking part? Let the first child, the first Kanya is supposed to be of 2 years old, not a baby 4. The reason? The 2-year-old can appreciate, smell, taste, and delicious things that are going to be offered there. Any younger than that, they might get intimidated by the numbers, by the people, and might never bless the person who is coming and giving them, whether it's a grape or a dollar or flowers or whatsoever. Younger children would be too immature to handle the rigor of this type of prayer. For example, if you try to wash your feet. So the first thing you do, the 2-year-old represents Kumari Devi. Kumari Devi is the female aspect of Kartik, the son of Lord Shiva. And there's different blessing, I'll explain that just now for you. The 2-year-old represents Kumari Devi. The 3-year-old, or the second night, the Trimurti Devi. The 4-year-old, Kalyani Devi. 5-year-old, Rohini Devi. 6-year-old, Kalika Devi. 7-year-old, Chandika Devi. 8-year-old, Shambhavi Devi. 9-year-old, Durga Mata. The 10th day, which is on the Vijay Dashmi day, you are supposed to do Subhadra Devi Puja. One should worship these young girls, taking their names, the different Devi, knowing the benefit of doing the puja. The worship of these girls lead to the extinction of miseries, in particular financial problems, health, enemies. It allows, for example, the person who is working or the person who is trying to save to incrementally be able to dig themselves out of debt. Increase longevity. A person has a surgery coming. We are preparing for that surgery. We want to heal. Surgery might go good. The healing and the aftercare becomes the issue. By doing this type of prayer before the surgery comes, once you are able, a person is able to get the blessing. The worship of Kumari Devi is predominantly done to overcome poverty because she represents the female aspect of Kartik. He has 6 heads. And when a person worships her, the 6 forms of poverty, health, family life, children, peace in terms of how you converse with people who are not your family, how you converse with people who are your family, and mental health. When you have these type of shortcomings and you want to overcome, worship that first 2-year-old girl, that girl child, that young girl child, and you humbly try in doing Kanya Kumari Puja. You don't just hustle. If you can't do it properly, don't do it. You're supposed to sweet talk that child. It's a little girl for a reason. If it was a big woman, she'll say, $5. I is a big woman. You call me here, put me here. You want to bless you for $5? But a little girl, Uncle give her whole 5 days. Think about it. A child would be grateful and say, babe, bless me, bless me. I want to get through. Okay, Uncle, no problem. I like barfi, so Uncle bring barfi for the little girl. Who would pick her, grab it up? The grown girl who fighting diabetes and she worried about your figure? Or the little girl who do have a care in you? Think about it. And with that way now, understand your motive, how you have to boil down. This is a 2-year-old child. So if you do it right, you'll get the blessing. But what we just do truthfully. All right, next. Come on. Hand them. And it's about getting through. It's about the rush. But we're praying. If somebody asks you, where you offered the 3-year-old and why did you do it? Remember what I was saying here tonight? The Trimurti form, the 3-year-old, this baby gives longevity. When a person has a problem with sickness, when a person has problems such as cysts, growths, ovarian cysts, different type of liver cysts, different types of growths in their body, generally speaking, when a person does this form, giving her things to eat, whether grains or otherwise, once it has seeds in it, like a fruit, they will be able to see the blessing. For those people who wish to acquire learning or wish to have victory in court matters or in any type of competition, let them worship Kalyani Devi. So like for example, if let me say we had to go to something like Tasatalo, music competition, the Devi you are calling to sit on your instrument or to sit on your wrist. You see, like if you're blessing the sticks, that is the form you call. So that when people watch you, everybody like them on your wrist. Drummers have to be very careful. There's a reason why you pray. Whilst yes, we come to play and it's about, we enjoy ourselves. You have to remember many drummers end up with wrists that twist like this. When people say, oh, let me play a drum now, with their nasty intention. And it's the truth. This is what they have to live with. And if somebody would tell you, you would know. The Kalyani form is what sits on those sticks or your jal or whatsoever your instrument to protect you from the negative and the unnecessary bad eye, as we see. Men who worship Rohini Devi, they cure disease that affect the scalp, that affect the private area, the skin generally. People who have attacks, spiritual attacks, from all forms of enemy, in whichever form, worship the little girl in the Kalika form with devotion, and they will be able to overcome that form of attack. Chandika Devi, when worship, prosperity comes to any business. For enchanting and overpowering a person's enemy, for getting married to the person that a person would like to have, not anybody, but a particular person. The person worships Shambhavi Devi. When people are praying for happiness, worship the girl that represents Durga, the 9th form, and Subhadra. When people have all forms of hard to achieve goals, when people limit you and they tell you, you can't get that, you cannot have that, you will never get that deal, you will never own a home, you will never have these things. These things can be achieved by doing her puja. Prem Subhalo Adi Shakti Mata Ki Jai. Jandi Jai was listening to all this and he says, so if I cannot do the whole Vrat, he says, let the person worship on the 8th day or the Ashtami Tithi. In it, when the person offers different type of grains, different type of pratna, prayer, they will be able to overcome. And he makes a statement. He says there was this one fella, he did not believe in doing the goddess prayers. He did not believe in doing this type of worship. And the Guru is guiding him, listen to me, you've made all the mistakes. You've killed people, you're addicted to liquor, you enjoy stealing gold, you run behind the Guru's wife, the Guru Mai, you lust behind this person, and you associate with people who like to do these things. Now you are living a life where you are suffering. He says, Guruji, I want to come out of this. I fed up pay for the mistakes I made when I was young. I am not a perfect person, but I want to overcome it. And what did Guru tell him? Prepare yourself properly and go and worship children that are brought forward in the Kanya Puja, brought forward through marriage, healthy children. So for Kanya worship, truthfully, we love all children. Home, let me say first, in the temple by me, blind, wheelchair, whatever, I will worship them. But when you have a person fasting and they are praying for a particular outcome, you have to be guided by the rules. So those Devis, you have to be careful with them. They must not be close to the age. If they're close after 10, they cannot be part of this prayer because you are running close. Before the monthly comes, the hormone is already jumping, so the temper comes with it before the change happens. For this reason, you choose girls that the hair is perfect, the skin, the side of their tongue must not have any mark. And you choose healthy children, not sickly children. Children that would not have hyperactivity, ADHD, Asperger syndrome. They are able to sit down, accept whatever you give them, and then bless it with cognitive rationale. You give me this, God bless it. Thank you. Thank you, uncle. Thank you, auntie. And sit down and enjoy the prayer. All children have a divinity in them, and we would invite them to sit. But the ones that we are washing their feet must come from marriage and must have, in a sense, the perfection that you are worshipping, literally, the goddess. In the mantra that we are talking about, it says, "O Devi, may you, by this positive state that you have presented yourself in front of me, please remove the poverty." Remember, I just said 6 types of poverty. Whatever you're praying for help, change in your life, whatever you are worshipping for, may you bless me to be rid of this hardship. May you accept what I have to offer and bless me to achieve it. The Guru went on to explain all the different things, how to do it, to depth, in depth. That the person who is worshipping little girls must not do so pompously. The person must not do so with doubt. The person must not do so with anger. These are children. And if you approach them too rough and gruff, there's no way they're going to accept whatever you bring. It could be the best barfi, it could be the sweetest, delectable recipe. They would not accept it. And the same way how that is fickle, those little girls, and hard to please, trust me, the goddess is the same. But it is not only what is in the interior, but what is in your heart that is being measured. Sometimes we are studying what is in the interior alone. I come to the temple, I have big blood, look at me. Feel like when I get big blessing because of that alone. It look like it, as we can hear. Sometimes you think I have the best shalwar, sari, garara, whatsoever. Do you think that is going to matter alone? Truthfully, based on what we hear, no. I have the fattest wallet on the sila, you can't lift it. And if that was the case, well, we don't know who that go to God. But the truth is, he says here, even Ramchandra suffered. He suffered, he dragged. He saw his losses with his wife, he saw losses with his children, he saw trouble. And it is only when he did the Nawratri Vrat, O son, that he saw it different. Shri Adishakti Mata Ki Jai. So the young fellow listens to what Guruji says and he said, okay, if Sri Ram did it, I could do it. And I'm going to do it. Tonight we pause here as I've run out of time. Tomorrow night, Janvi Jai says, what did you just say? Sri Ram did Nawratri. I've never heard that. Tell me about that. And that's where we go tomorrow night. Everybody has to pause now after completing our first night. I want you to walk away understanding If one or two things, the coconut. But that is a major part of our prayer. The mindset, the little rules that we have with the girl children when we select girls. Sometimes I've been to many temples and sometimes people vex if they don't choose my daughter or whatever. But if you don't have one 4-year-old, how much 4-year-old you gonna have? Truthfully, this year you could be this one, next year a different child will get a chance. When you worship that child, my question is that child going to act like a deity? The purpose of this thing, think of our Dharma is deep. We worship you. We worship you. We don't tell you you are nothing, your children are stupid, they are pointless, they have no value. As a Hindu, there should never be any sexual violence against children because we worship you. Where's the room for rape, incest? Where's the room for these things? I don't know. But if the girl from age 2, when you have cognitive sense, when you start to remember your name, go all the way up till you become a young girl, a young lady, is taught that you are deserving. People are going to come, uncle and auntie is going to come to worship you. Everybody is coming. When you see we have Nawratri prayers, I don't know how all it is do. But those children walk away white good. I wish when we were trained, we used to get different garbage bags. Mommy had to hold a whole set of dollar bills. Encouragement, I guess, to be divine. I don't know what parents teach them. When children are worshipped, do they grow? There's a question answered. Is your children growing to act divine? If not, what's the point of this? To give them gifts? Another way to spoil it? To give them everything they want and then they turn like a Ravana and a Kumbhkarna in yours. God, that went wrong. Because many parents end up like that. It's nice to give children gifts. It's better to give them lessons. Please remember that. Principle of Adi Shakti Mata Ki. Let me pass back down to Nada. And Nada, no, after the time everybody apologize for doing it by the time we start on the it
I am lost. Please give us 10 minutes, no?
over.
Can you please?
No, you'll get nothing more.
Okay, I know you had a long day. It's unfair. We are unfair sometimes. But you could see the reason why. We sit here and you just keep dishing out, and you just want more, and you just want more.
Well then, here, I am sure there are going to be questions because of what we're talking about. Right? How about this? Tomorrow, walk with your questions. Walk with your questions.
Can you hear that?
Write it down on a piece of paper, get and narrate, and I'll read it and answer. But I wouldn't call names.
We had a wonderful discourse here tonight. Vyasji, Principal Vyas Maharaj Ki Jai. We had, it might seem like those seats are empty, but the energy that you have drawn from us, the energy that you have delivered to us, it's like we have a jam-packed audience. The energy is bouncing off the wall. And Vyasji, we want to sincerely thank you for the knowledge you have extended us. And I know it brought me to a point where before I jump over myself, but wherever your parents, I don't know, your mom is alive, and wherever their souls may be, they have been chosen to bring forth into this world a messenger of Hinduism, of Dharma, of Sanatan Dharma to its fullest. And I know, now that you have told us that your parents, it wasn't an easy path for you. It still isn't an easy path. But when you have Devi as your mom, and Shankar Bhagwan himself as your father, how can you go wrong? If we have the power to give you blessings as an older person, and our Pujari here, wherever you go, may you forever walk on petals. You already have a Dharmapatni who's your best flower in the world. So, we want to sincerely thank you. But before we go any further, we're going to have one kirtan, let's get two kirtan. While Vyasji, let's drink some water and kids back 11 and then thing, because it's like, I cannot understand how you do it. I can't. So over to the kirtan group. I think Bahaya Rajin and among the youngsters here, our visitors from Guyana, let's put it together and see how we can get two kirtans, and then we'll go straight into it.
अब मुझको क्या डर है मियां, दुनिया से फिरते फिरे, दुनिया से फिरते फिरे, मुझ पे तेरी नजर है मियां, करते
Let us try it. Oh, okay. One of them. For the chorus? Yes.
wonderful, invigorating bhajan indeed. But before we go to the arti, on behalf of all of us here, Ashti, we want to personally welcome you for being with us tonight. And Ashti is the sister of our Vyasji. Put your hands together for him bringing his sister to join with us at this yajna. And I'm sure before the end of it all, you'll make your contribution sometime. Brother Ray will take us into RT. And you're going to sing the RT with them. Yes. So we're going to go straight into RT. So let's all stand for RT and closing prayers.
So everybody, tonight as we leave the Yagyashala, join your hands together. We're getting ready to tell her good night. This is where you get to tell her, Ma, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to learn something. The Yagna now start. Tomorrow night we're going to hear about how Sri Ram suffered. And dragged and did Nawratri. Please come early and we start late, that is run out of time. Everybody together. Sajam javarti sanyuktam grahina yujitam mayam Deepam grihana devesham Trailokyati nirapaham
Arasad Murli Parvati Arasad Murli Parvati Thank पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वा मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वा मम देव देव. Together everybody. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Prem Sulamabhat Mahadeva ki jai. Pauna Putra Hanuman ki jai. Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki jai. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Satya Sanatan Dharma ki jai. Jai Jai Sitaram. Sitaram everybody. Sitaram everybody. May you all please take your seats, make yourself comfortable. Arti, Charan Amrit, Prasad will be coming around. Tomorrow night, remember, we're going into a wonderful discourse. You're all invited to join us. Until tomorrow, I wish you all a safe journey home. Sitaram.
In conclusion, I want to thank all of you to come out here tonight to support us in this discourse. And it would not be the same way if none of you here would have showed up. So we want to thank you for coming out and joining with us. And at this time, we pray and beg Devi Ma, with any mistake that's been done here tonight in our discourse, in our offering, in our chants, Ma, we are only your humble children and we seek your forgiveness. Please bless your children that their footsteps walk through this door again tomorrow night so we continue with a wonderful discourse. Please bring your questions. Do not wait for the answers because tomorrow night has its own thing. But trust me, you'll be given the answers because I myself have a couple of questions. God bless all of you. Get home safely. There is Bhojan. After you get your arti, there is Bhojan. And get home safely. God bless all of you. And of course, we cannot close by saying, Vyas Maharaj ki jai.